Here we go. Pawn Crusher 9 in the black against the Greek in the white. And the Greek moves out. And the Sicilian defense by Pawn Crusher 9. Out comes the bishop, hitting the pawn, the weakest pawn or man on the board on the black side. It's that pawn he's hitting. Now he come out and got it. I've seen this before. I've never seen it done successfully. Blocked the old king so the queen couldn't come out and call check on it. Have to drive that knight away. Bring that pawn up, soon bring the bishop out. Like to have the bishops both pointed towards the king side. Wait for him to castle. He's castled, right? Bring out the knight to try to threaten that other knight, because the other knight is blocking H2. And so you got to get rid of that knight in order to get H2 in there. Well, got rid of the knight, just threatened him. Move the king over. Okay, right there. That's a H2 threat. That's a checkmate threat right there. How's he going to defend against that? Oh, he come back to protect that H2. So that'll protect the old knight. If he comes out trying to drive the knight away, the pawn would take the pawn. It would be that knight is a sacrifice. And then he's the bait. And you bait him with that knight. You take it with the pawn. He has to move his other knight. And you have a shot at H2 with the rook. Let's see how this is going to work out. Go up there and threaten that knight. So if he takes the knight with the pawn, you can call check with the knight, and then bring in the queen-rook combination for checkmate on H2. How's this going to work out? So if you take the knight, he replaces it with a replacement knight. Well, quite often when you're trying for the H2, you run into all these defenses. So it's not easy, and you don't do it every time. Now that is pretty good for black. Now you got to scare that knight away, and there'll be no problem getting the H2. Oops. So what does he do now? He could take that one pawn that's not being protected with the knight, that would allow the queen to go down to H2. But if he moves that knight, the white knight would come out and hit that pawn and protect H2. So brings out the dark bishop. Okay, now he has to move his knight or take a pawn. He decided to take a pawn. Now, moves the knight, and there's a checkmate right there. And his plan was to bring the knight down, take that pawn, and that would threaten the queen. And if he just moved that queen over one, there could be a check and get the queen, and all sorts of good things could happen. Let's see what happens. Move the queen. Well, that's good, because that makes h2 and checkmate. So the Greek got it. Good move, Pawn Crusher 9. Peace. Don't break the lock.